I think you can be forgetful because we've been through it, and we've been through like 5, 6, 7 years ago and stuff like that. You are forgetful that to start e-commerce without a platform like Change is extremely lonely.
Yeah.
And I think you can go online, you can probably Google, you can YouTube, or you can do anything, and you can find 10 to 20 different opinions on one different thing.
Yeah.
And it's so long, there's never going to be a response from them people. The video might have been 2 years old, you might be getting the wrong information. The transition in e-commerce and digital marketing is every day.
Yeah.
There's got to be level of education, like Josh mentioned before, where we provide updates every day. We're providing you an update as soon as we find the update, and we're constantly on it. Sometimes you'll see it before it goes into the mainstream media and stuff like that, a lot of the time. But what you have to remember as well is that there's not a person, if you're not within a membership with Change and stuff like that, like you kind of get lost. And like Anna said, there's so many different ways of, thousands of pounds can be lost.
Yeah.
And to a lot of people, that is life-changing money.
It's just adapting to it though. Most people don't, like, they'll look at AI and they'll be like, oh, it's taking over the world, and they'll use it as an excuse for anything. But use it to your ability. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Productivity and efficiency.
100%. We're moving into 2025. Like, it's going to grow even quicker now, AI.
Yeah.
And it's, I think it's going to be great for e-commerce.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great for e-commerce.
Yeah.
And it's going to help a lot of members, fast track little things and bits and pieces, like you were saying about the photos and stuff like that for content. But most people don't. They'll sit back and they'll be like, oh, it's taking over. They'll complain, they'll moan, they won't take action on anything. They'll moan about it.
I mean, that Waitrose one was kind of extra special, because like seeing that brand from the start.
Saw it. Yeah. Do you remember the animated stuff?
I've still got a bottle.
Yeah.
I've still got a bottle. I haven't finished it yet.
I got the finger,
But like when we first started talking about that and kind of seeing it like evolve to then talking about, what was it, 302? Or was it 502? One of the two, anyway. Number of Waitrose stores in the UK.
Yeah.
And the potential to stock, like if it was 502, it was like 300 bottles per store, or the other way around.
Yeah.
But 150,000 bottles of this guy's product. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
How have you all been?
Yeah, all good. Excited to get on with the new year, new year, new goals.
Yeah, it's been one heck of a year this year. I know we kind of sat around the table last year and did something similar, but I think, like, I remember last year we talked quite openly about this year being about test. And I think we've done, members in particular have done a hell of a lot of that. And I think it's apparent in the results that we've seen this year.
I think, because I remember last year we spoke about 1 or 2 members doing well. And like this year, the list goes on and on and on. And I think it's good to see new members come in and establish themselves. We're now moving into different markets as well. So obviously we've been predominantly UK based, but we've moved into different markets. We've got people in Australia, we've got people in Ireland, in America, stuff like that. And I think it's good to see the diverse nature of that people are going with, and we're not just solely focused on competing within the UK market.
Yeah.
Because I think we did a Christmas store with Danilo, who again, as soon as obviously his Christmas store went live, Dog Beds flew off the shelves, and he was in Ireland and stuff like that. And like I said, it's like I said, it's never too late. And I think the Christmas store this year was some of the best ones that we've done, and I think a lot of people obviously have done well from them as well.
Yeah.
It's been to be fair, it's been an insane year. Like us personally as well, with the businesses that we have, and just all the updates that we've done in the system as well, like continuously throughout the year, like every single month we're providing updates to members and stuff like that. And the results that members are getting has been insane. Like, it's been incredible. Like, we've had members quit their 9-to-5s, do it full time, hitting well over 5-figure months in this B2C stores and B2B deals that have been helped by Alex as well. It's been insane. The growth is just like continuing every single year. Me and Ryan did a webinar the other night, and we was talking about the growth in e-commerce and just how it's evolved in the last 5 years. And it's not even small percentages. It's like 10% every single year growth. More people are purchasing.
It's possibly the only consistent, stable growth in the economy.
Yeah.
Economy. You think about you get all these forex traders and this, that, and the other, and like they're a flash in the pan. Like as soon as it goes up, it comes back down. But if you look at any graph, the consistent growth within digital marketing, within online presence, and people go into online presence, the results that not only we're seeing. If you look on a global scale, like you look at anyone within Nike, Adidas, and stuff like that, like it's hard to say, and it's not nice to say, but a lot of brick and mortar stores now, a lot of stores like Trafford Centre and stuff like that are losing money and moving away from it.
Yeah.
They're there for a changing room. You go and try it on, then you go online and buy.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
Well, most companies as well, like retail businesses and stuff, you go in there and they don't have much stock because most of the stock is online.
Yeah.
Like the amount of times I've been in like JD Sports or something, I've tried to find a t-shirt and they're like, oh no, go online, you'll find it online. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like it's just mad.
I think a lot of stuff, like a lot of bricks and mortar businesses are mainly there now for brand awareness. Because like when you look at, particularly if you look at stuff like shops on Oxford Street, central London, like the rent that those guys have to pay for that store to be there on an annual basis far outweighs the money that they make. But it's more about the foot flow. It's more about brand awareness. Because like you say, they're making so much online and ordering stuff online that when they look at their overall net profit, they're still in the profit. So they take it for the brand awareness side of things. But I remember like last year, we were saying how, we wanted more members to move from drop shipping into white and private labeling. And it's definitely happened this year. There's so many members that are absolutely killing it with white labeling. Like we was only talking about one member who, she's been with us a couple of years now, or they've been with us a couple of years. The first year was all about kind of perfecting the product and perfecting the offering. And then the second year was about pushing the business. And they've done nearly $250,000 in turnover in their first full year, which is incredible.
That's I know who you're talking about as well. And I think the amazing thing for me as well, because we all have regular Zooms with people weekly, is like the mindset shift and just how they're not looking at things the same way anymore. Like when we're thinking about people that have predominantly been in 9-to-5s for years, and then you're having Zooms with them and you're just like, who is this person? Like they're talking about X, Y, and Z, so knowledgeable. And it's literally like they are a completely, different person with how they're speaking, mindset, and
that as well. And I think we've spoken with people who have traditional businesses that have performed really well. And you can perform well in a traditional business. You're going to take years and years of obviously dedication to it. But we have people who are 45, 50 plus, who've got a successful business, but they're trading their time for that success. And then when you open their eyes up to, you can do this online, you can do that online. And there's one where we jumped on a call with Paul, and he was at a point where, like, guys, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. Okay, start doing this, and then you show him a bit more of like, okay, if you look at this angle of the training, and then he goes on to Canva, he's like, wow, I can do all this on Canva, and like Klaviyo, and it's a new level of education. Like, I've got a master's degree in business, but never learned anything that I do within marketing or digital marketing, because you're not taught this unless you look for it. And like I said, the purpose of change is always to give a level of education. There are benefits in terms of what we offer if you have a successful store, but what we try and provide is that level of education that isn't directly always to do with your store. Your store's a focal point of it because it's an education platform for you. But you can always take this into your day-to-day work and obviously expand on there as well, which a couple of people are starting to realise now as well.
And I think it's good for us when they are getting educated and they're going down a certain route. You can see if they didn't have that guidance and support from us, where we're kind of pulling them back or being like, just be patient with this. And you can see how easy it is to go wrong if you're trying to do it on your own, because you think, if they didn't have our support, they'd be going down this path where it's like, actually, you need to be doing this, or you just need to stay patient with it, especially with ads.
The beautiful position that we're in as like experts is that we have the ability to help people now.
It's
like
amazing.
I didn't expect to be helping people like 7 years ago. Like being able to help people and create an online business and stuff
And
like that.
Yeah.
like we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? There's just so many unique stories with people with
Yeah,
so many
yeah.
different personal circumstances where,
Yeah.
like in so many different aspects, we're helping.
But it's helped a lot of businesses as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that have a business, like they'll make good money or whatever it is, but they haven't got the freedom. They
Yeah.
haven't got the time freedom. And building a business online, it's like there's no comparison.
Yeah.
There's no comparison for it.
I remember, like we talk about that, the helping people, and there's been a couple of incidents in particular over the last couple of months where we've been on like a coffee morning or been on a webinar with a couple of members, or a member has sent me a message to talk about where they were, like the lowest point they got to, and then what being part of change and what we've been able to provide them or given them the ability to do. And it's really got me. Like at one point I think I proper like blubbed on a coffee morning and had to shut off my camera and audio and stuff. I was like, yeah, you talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
I think you can be forgetful because we've been through it, and we've been through like 5, 6, 7 years ago and stuff like that. You are forgetful that to start e-commerce without a platform like Change is extremely lonely.
Yeah.
And I think you can go online, you can probably Google, you can YouTube, or you can do anything, and you can find 10 to 20 different opinions on one different thing.
Yeah.
And it's so long, there's never going to be a response from them people. The video might have been 2 years old, you might be getting the wrong information. The transition in e-commerce and digital marketing is every day.
Yeah.
There's got to be level of education, like Josh mentioned before, where we provide updates every day. We're providing you an update as soon as we find the update, and we're constantly on it. Sometimes you'll see it before it goes into the mainstream media and stuff like that, a lot of the time. But what you have to remember as well is that there's not a person, if you're not within a membership with Change and stuff like that, like you kind of get lost. And like Anna said, there's so many different ways of, thousands of pounds can be lost.
Yeah.
And to a lot of people, that is life-changing money.
100%.
Where that can put you in a rut, that can make you somewhat of a go to the lowest of the lows. Where when you're at that point where you're churning money away, you're wasting money, you're like, what do I do next?
Yeah.
Whereas...
and I think like you talk about like you can go and find the free stuff, but you don't always know whether that free stuff that you're looking at is applicable to your niche, to your brand, to your customer base. You don't know.
It's free for a reason as well.
And it's normally out of date as soon as it's published. But being part of Change, not only do you have the access to us to be able to say, look, I wouldn't necessarily do that with your brand. I would maybe go down this road. I'd use this strategy. You've got that hand-holding element, but not even just that. You've got the community aspect of all of the other Change members. Like there are members in Change that have become like lifelong friends out of just being part of Change, and that is incredible in itself, you know.
And things are just changing so quick, aren't they? Especially with AI. And I think you can spend so much time on an app or a platform thinking like, oh, this is going to really help with that. And it's like, well, actually, there's this app that does things so much more better. You can change this, you can do that. So just to have that is going to save you so much time on the recommendations
There's also
that we
so many
offer.
flaws with AI though as well, if you're not using it correctly.
Yeah.
You can
But
get
just
led down.
different different apps
There's-
for photos, like your masterminds on Canva are amazing.
we did one a couple of
Yeah.
weeks ago, and this member was like, this is what I want to create, and she showed this picture. He says, this is what I'm trying to create, and I'm trying to use Canva's magic dream stuff, and I just can't get it to work. So we were like, all right, well, let's see what we can do. So I told people it's all in the prompt. It's all about that. So we kind of created this prompt, hit go, and like everyone was like, oh my God.
But that's what I mean. How
there's
much
so
time
many-
you've saved
there's so many
someone.
platforms.
And
Yeah.
the new software like we're bringing in
that's gonna
next
be
month.
amazing.
Like
It's just
people
adapting. It's
just wouldn't
adapting
have
to it though.
access to that.
Most people don't. Like they'll look at AI and they'll be like, "Oh, it's taking over the world," and they'll use it as an excuse for anything. But use it to your ability. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Productivity and efficiency.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
We're moving into 2025. Like it's going to grow even quicker now. AI.
Yeah.
And it's.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great for e-commerce.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great for e-commerce.
Yeah.
And it's going to help a lot of members, fast track little things and bits and pieces, like you were saying about the photos and stuff like that for content. But most people don't. They'll sit back and they'll be like, oh, it's taking over. They'll complain, they'll moan, they won't take action on anything, they'll moan about it.
It is
I remember you saying, like, you said obviously about it, like what they learn within the system. It's not just about learning a new skill and trying to do online stuff, but how you can use that within your existing business. And we had a member who who kind of joined, and he had you probably know who I'm talking about as soon as I say this, and you know where I'm going with it. He had a garage door business. And he joined Change, he went through all the training, and of all the stuff that he learned, and in particular, the elements around the digital curriculum, Google advertising, Facebook advertising, and all that kind of stuff. He had so much business, he couldn't cope with it.
You got turning the ads off.
And he got to the point where he was just like, right, I can subcontract all this work out, and allowed him to take a step back from the front line and enjoy more free time while everybody else was out doing the work for him.
That
was
it's
amazing.
even something even as simple as I was speaking to someone before, and they were sending a lot of manual emails. So they were doing lead generation off Facebook and Google, generate a lot of emails, but then they were then manually sending them emails. And it was like you can have a CRM system that connects it up to Klaviyo, and then you can do it as a flow.
Yeah.
He was like, well, you just saved me like 5 hours a day. I'm like, yeah, it takes 2 minutes to do it, but like, unless you're shown it, and like I said, within the education, this is where I say AI as well is extremely powerful, but as a balance to it. If you're misguided by it, you can go down the wrong routes, and that's why there's always AI is always good for an opinion, but you've got to speak to, if you're within Change, speak to an expert. Say, okay, I've looked at this. Is this correct? There's always going to be the purpose of AI will always be to benefit the platforms. So AI is always going to be, say, increase your budget on Google, increase your budget, this, that, and the other. It's always to benefit the platforms. It's always going to do something within the internet system and generate wealth within that media. So it's always ensuring that you're using that. Always ask AI the same questions you're asking us, and we'll give you the opinion, and we'll create a bit more of a plan of action. Because you can get lost in what, if you type in create me a plan of action on Google for said website, you're going to get lost in it, because a lot of the terminology that it's going to use may even be, if you've not prompted it right, might even be for an American market, not a UK market. So you can get it, like I say, it's a powerful tool that you have to use correctly, and always come back to us where we can give you that point of view.
There's always going to be a human touch that's needed, whether that's communication with like experts and stuff like that, or it's a human touch with the actual brand.
It's
content.
Like you've got to give it enough detail to give you the answer. And it's kind of, you like use it as a framework, also as guidance, not as a full plan of action. Because, like you say, you've got to be able to process the brand element, the tone of voice, the size of the business. Like you talk about the market, but what even about the size of the business? You ask it to create you a plan for Google Ads. It's like, well, how big's your business? What is your normal monthly budget? What can you afford? That type of stuff, to then come up with a strategy that fits within your budget and your business goals.
I think 90% of the time you can even, some members say, oh yeah, I created this logo on ChatGPT, and you look at it and go,
oh god,
that's so bad. That's so bad. But because it looks
they are the worst.
Okay. I mean,
don't look okay.
Someone sent me one this morning, and it was like, I made this name and logo on ChatGPT. It was like Gizmo Gadgets. I was like, no one uses the word gizmo no more. That's not relevant. Please do not do that. But like I said, someone.
They all have that weird cartoony effect to them as well.
It looks horrible. Like I said, it can give you a reference point or a start point. But it's not going to give you. You need that human. You need to move in. Like Anna will definitely need to go to Anna. And go, okay, this is what Jack did, and then Anna will go, it looks horrendous, stupid. Don't go with that one. Let me recreate and let me show you. But it's okay to give a bit more of an insight and a bit of more information.
That's why we have the no BS approach with everything. Like there's exactly. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of businesses, systems out there. Be like, that's good. Go ahead with it. Like, just take your money, run. Go on, you crack on. But we don't. We're not like that. And we've always said what we're like on the outside. Is what we're like on the inside. And we're always honest, because we want members to succeed.
I had that with a member the other day. He booked a Zoom and we jumped on. He said, right, I just want to show you where I'm at with the website. I think I'm ready to go. And I said, okay, cool.
When you got
I'm like, I'm dreading this. Share your screen then. So he shares your screen, and I just went, you're not. You're just not ready to go. I'm not going to let you go and like waste a load of money on ads. You're not ready to go. We need to book in an hour. This is all the stuff that you need to sort out, and then let's kind of go to it from there, and we'll give you a structure and a layout, and then you can kind of go away and do all of the content stuff.
I think that's why we've had like massive success with B2B, because we have been like that. Like there's no way any high-end retailer is going to give you the time of day if
Absolutely
you look
not.
If it looks
amateur,
like
if you
crap,
don't look
no way.
professional.
Well,
And I
that's
think,
on B2B and B2C, isn't it?
yeah,
Like,
and
it's
B2C,
it's an
but I
element
think,
of trust
yeah,
that's got to be created.
But definitely when you're talking about big
who's
retailers,
seen it,
like
yeah,
they just, and that's why I think
What do you
it's
think, how many
literally been,
we've-
how many life-changing deals have we had this year?
I think the
it's-
reputable brands that
So
you've got,
many.
Range, Debenhams,
Waitrose.
Waitrose, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Beats,
Witherspoons,
Superdrug.
I'd probably say 90% of the high street brands that you're commonly going to go shopping,
Yeah.
there will be a Change members product in there.
Yeah.
And that's the credibility that we create.
Yeah. I mean, that Waitrose one was kind of
yeah.
extra special because like, seeing that brand
Yeah.
from
And
the
we
start.
saw it, yeah. Do you remember the animated stuff?
I've still got a bottle.
Yeah,
I've still got a
same.
bottle. I haven't
Yeah,
finished
actually,
it
I
yet.
got the finger, yeah.
But like when we first started talking about that and kind of seeing it like evolve to then talking about what was it 302 or was it 502? One of the two anyway. Number of Waitrose stores in the UK.
Yeah.
And the potential to stock. Like if it was 502, it was like 300 bottles per store, or the other way around.
Yeah.
But 150,000 bottles of this guy's product.
But you think as well,
Mad.
that's the end story.
Mad.
That's someone's end story. They don't see the hardship and the work.
And
'cause
also,
you have to change.
Anthony,
label and stuff, didn't it?
with that particular member, like when you go back even further, the product that he started with as well is like completely different
Yeah.
He had
to
the
that.
police at the door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. But people go through that, don't they? They go through these little obstacles.
Through no
Yeah,
fault of
don't
his own. I
mention
have to
that,
add.
don't
Yeah, I was just saying it was that way. It was through
Someone
no fault of
wrongly
his own.
sent him tasers.
No, no, it wasn't. His order that came from China was in a container that
With
contained
tasers.
tasers.
Yeah.
That was not his order. It was
Yeah.
just his stuff happened to be in the same place at the same time. But that was
Like
But yeah,
his
it's
journey,
incredible.
it's been
Yeah.
amazing.
But as a guy, as a person as well, he
Yeah,
is
such a nice-
so lovely.
such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy.
But I think just ending on that, I don't know if before we wrap up, do you want to say like your best memory of the year? And for myself, it was probably our last members retreat, and just there was one day where we had Mark, Dan, Tiff. There was Deb was making. Do you know what I mean? There was just we sat around
Yeah.
the pool. It was just like a not ping. It was one of them ones you go ping, go oh one. You
Yeah,
just
yeah,
constantly.
yeah.
I've never heard the ka-ching noise
so many times.
So many times. I think that was like you sit
Yeah.
back and you go, wow.
And Dan and
Yeah.
Mark competing.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
can make
yeah.
the most money that day?
They're turning the
Like,
volume up.
I'm on
It's the highest of their phone.
I'm on 600 quid. Oh, I'm on 450,
Yeah.
but I'm still going to get there.
And I think that's probably one of my best memories of the year. I
Yeah.
guys, we started
This
off
year
in
feels
January.
so long.
I think for me it's just seeing members create success, man. Like that is it. Whether it's their first sale or they're quitting
Yeah.
their job or hitting their first 6-figure B2B deal. Like for me, it's whatever that is. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Whether it's the first sale or it's their biggest sale.
Yeah.
For me, it's just giving people opportunity and them just creating success for me. And there's been a lot this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's those really humbling moments when someone comes to you and says that we've helped them change their life.
Yeah.
Because that's why we do it. And we take members' successes and failures very personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we see that as a reflection on ourselves, and it makes us try even harder to really understand what's going on and how do
It's
we
fulfilling, man.
change it and how do we scale and all that kind of stuff. And I think those are the moments for me, the best moments of this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you three have pretty much
Just
done
a
it all,
queen
like,
Yeah, I
a
agree.
collaboration,
All of the
all your
above.
three.
all
And
the
like
above.
the retreats, they're like. 'cause
No,
I
but
was
was
just
it
thinking
feel like
when we
building
go-
brands for members
Yeah,
like
that?
amazing. Like especially seeing something I've created or
There's
been
so
in
many you've done
collab
And
with
then, and,
members.
then, and then you see your brand that you've created in like an article or something like that. It's insane.
it is amazing. But I just think, just holistically, everything is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just continue to grow, aren't we?
Yeah.
Continue
Yeah.
to grow, continuing to bring more people on board and
Yeah.
help them and, help existing members level up as well.
Yeah.
It's been a great year.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
ain't stopping.
I know.
Yeah.
excited and also scared
For
of
next
how
year.
successful people are going to be. Like the domination that people are going to take over the markets and stuff like that. It's scary the stuff that we've got in. and it's only going to get better for people.
Yeah.
The plans, we're looking to ramp up the intensity of the training for people. We're looking to rebrand a lot of the trainings, make sure obviously that it's all up to date and correct. And I think it's scary, the plans that we've got, and it's exciting to then display them to obviously to members. But I think that's perfect to wrap up on.
Yeah.
Guys, watch this on Christmas Day.
Merry
Enjoy
Christmas.
your day. Merry Christmas.
Love to all the family.
Yep. And let's end this year as we're going to move into the new year. Let's go.
Bye, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Peace.